Historians have long assumed that ancient Egyptian pyramids were primarily constructed for royals and high-status individuals, those with the wealth and power necessary to build such grand structures. But new research at the archaeological site of Tombos in present-day Sudan is complicating that narrative. According to a recent study, Tombos's pyramids may have served as the final resting place for low-status workers alongside elites. We can no longer assume that individuals buried in grandiose pyramid tombs are the elite. Indeed, the hardest-working members of the communities are associated with the most visible monuments. Situated along the Nile River, Tombos lies in the ancient region of Nubia. In around 1400 BCE, Egypt conquered the area and established Tombos to facilitate colonial control. Workers built pyramids in the area, though they were modest in comparison to famous examples like the pyramids of Giza. Researchers recently reanalyzed 110 human skeletons from Tombos that had been studied in 2012. They examined the skeleton's enthyses, the points where tendons and ligaments connect to bones, which can indicate the extent of physical labor an individual has performed. When someone performs intensive labor, their tendons and ligaments require a stronger mode of attachment. Their bones may develop distinct crests and ridges at the point of attachment. These changes can't tell us exactly what these people were doing, but they can tell us if they were more physically active or not. Some of the bones exhibited little change, indicating that they had belonged to members of the upper classes. But the team found more extensive changes on others, suggesting that they once belonged to lower-class workers. This could potentially shake up what we know about the pyramids. In the past, we've just assumed that the people who were buried in there were the elite because we know that the pyramids were designed for elite people. That still holds, but maybe others were being buried in the pyramids as well. From past excavations, researchers know the names and roles of many individuals buried in Tombos. Many Egyptian pyramids from this period were built for high-status individuals who weren't royalty. We're very much looking at the later half of Egyptian history, when more impressive non-royal tombs would often have a pyramid as part of the mud-brick superstructure of the tomb. Who, then, are the lower-class individuals buried with them? Researchers think they may have worked for the elites as servants. There are several explanations for why people in these groups were buried together. One theory is that Tombos's elites wished to enforce class structures even in death. To this end, they may have imposed a hierarchical social order on the sacred landscape of the cemetery. Some thinking is that elites surrounded themselves with the non-elites who worked in some capacity for them, effectively replicating the social order with burials in and around their funerary monuments. Lower-class individuals may have favored these burial practices too, hoping to benefit from associations with their employers in terms of status, magical protections, and the funerary cult.